Okay. Is it live? I think we're live. I think it's good. Let me send the stream out to the relevant parties and then we'll get started. Let's see. I think we have here. Let me see. Going live for some morning programming. All right. That's actually a better title for this. Instead of programming in the morning, I think morning programming, because that kind of implies like television morning programming, but it has a double. It's like a double entendre. It's like double. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. All right. Let me see. Let me see if there's anybody. I don't think there's really anybody else I'm going to bug with the stream. I think as people pop in, they'll pop in. I will bug my friend Johnny Gators with the stream, and that's about it. Although I think he has me blocked. He is a good friend, but I think he has me blocked. All right, let me find a song to listen to, and then we will get going. Let me also close my naughty boy browser over there. Um, Oh, look! I love it when I go to YouTube and I'm on YouTube. Like, yeah, look, it says one person's watching. I don't know who's watching, but I'm glad one person joined already. Usually, people don't join until about 10 or 15 minutes into the stream. I've noticed that I just sit here and I talk to myself for like the first, well, I would say the first 5 to 10 minutes. Mm, trying to find some music to listen to. Peaceful solitude for 1 hour. How about that? That might be a little too peaceful. I woke up at around 6 o'clock, got up, did a little bit of work, pulled down Matthew's PR, played with it a little bit, did changed a few things, and then went downstairs and hang out with my wife for a little bit. And she was on the couch sitting, so I just like laid down and put my head on her, fell asleep for like another hour. It was, and then the dog was like snuggled up to me. It was kind of nice. It was actually really really nice, and it's things like that I struggle with. Oh, I don't struggle with those things, but these nice little simple moments, I don't know. I mean, like I think I struggle to. I don't know what I want to say. I just I try to remember every day how fortunate I am in life, but I'm constantly feeling like I want something else. I don't know. Barat, hello from the other side. Weird comments are coming up. They'll come up. I think it just takes a second. Let me actually expand. Every time I want to expand the comment section, I gotta come over here. I gotta pull this over, and then I gotta shrink this just a tad. All right, and then I can put this back over here. Hello from the other side of the world again. Hello, Barat. Okay. God damn it. This Streamlab apps is infuriating. Look, the comment window disappears. Okay, so I gotta mess with the size. Okay, there we go. So I can pull it like that. Now I can shrink it a little bit. Nope. Can't shrink it too much because if you shrink it too much, it disappears. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's going on? Come here. I hate computers. I really do. I think like if I wasn't in computers, because they drive me nuts. Like I love them and I owe a lot of my good fortune to computers, because I have built a very I've built a good career in computers. But I think if I was not going to be like if I had another choice for like another career in a different field, I think it would be a chef. I would love to be a chef. I really, really enjoy cooking. Now, of course, well, when I got started in computers, it was easier to get a job making good money being a programmer, whereas it's not quite as easy getting a job making the same kind of money as a chef. But I don't know. I like cooking. I really enjoy cooking. Okay, let's get started. What do we want to accomplish today? We're still working kind of on this text here. I wanted to add a little more flair, but I feel like there's something else that we need to add. I added another field. I can't show you right now, but I added another. I guess I could show you the code. I added another field to the mission scriptable object, which is a short description. So the short description is exactly that. It's what will get shown underneath the name of the mission. So if Unity would ever bother loading back up, oh Jesus Christ, then you could actually see what I mean. So here we go. So not sure needs a blood transfusion, get tools from the hospital, determine his blood type, then deliver the blood to him. And then of course, so that is the short description of the mission. And I think we could do other things like, let me see. We can get rid of the async. Actually, we can get rid of this mission altogether. Yeah. Then we'll just go to the player and we'll just reset that to this. And let's see. So, rescue not sure. I can surely see the vibe difference between morning and evening streams. Yeah, I think I'm not quite as stressed in the morning. Give it some time. Give it some time though. Okay. Not sure needs a blood transfusion. Time to learn basics. Okay, start message. Go to the hospital to find a blood type testing kit. Like, I'm actually kind of tempted to actually make this into a mission, right? Actually, it would be kind of funny. But it would be good to actually kind of learn more of the dynamics or the mechanics. It would be good to learn the mechanics that need to be built in the game in general. But I don't know that we're going to end up actually making a game that is that is in fact, or a mission that is in fact going to go find not sure's blood type. Okay, let me see. What happened to the center, the little center? What is it called? The little center. There's a good word for it, but I can't remember what it is. The center crosshair looks different. Okay, so let's just make sure this works. So I was thinking the other thing we could do. Let's see. Okay, so we go to the light pole. I wouldn't mind. That wasn't very pretty, and actually the text is it's a hair too small. But I want to see what happened. That doesn't look very pretty. If we look at the prefab, okay, so I think the text is a little too small. We're going to go up to 15. The active one could be bold. Well, let's wait a minute. Let's come over here. Can we have an alien blood type in the hospital? It could be like, type A, type B, type, and then some like hieroglyph of an alien language, and that would be not sure's blood type. He's not here to defend himself. At least I don't think he is. Okay, let me see. Okay, so watch the light pole. Watch as it jumps. Or is it going to jump? I'm not a big fan of that. But I wonder if the reason I'm not a big fan is just because it's very quick. And also, I swear to God that here, let me get the text to the place where it's easier to see. I swear that strike through, look at this strike through. I swear that strike through is slightly lower. It's like slightly off center. I like, look at it going through that capital G. Let's do this. Yeah, look, no, I'm not even making that up. Like, look at that. It is off-centered. I guess we could also fool around with different, fonts. When you select the blood type for transfusion, the receiver will become an alien hybrid and kill you. Ooh. I mean, this is just turning it into a completely different game now. I mean, I don't hate it, though. I don't hate it. I want to see material. I'm not sure what fonts we even have in the game. Fonts. So I do know that it's not like most things that I am used to where you can just have a drop down of fonts. I know you have to import font assets essentially, but oh Jesus. Okay, let me stop. When I gotta disable. Okay, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to disable the NPCs. No, actually, I'll disable. Where the fuck are they? Are they in? Okay, game asset root NPCs. I'm just going to disable the boy, and then that way they won't see him, so they'll never start firing. All right, let's just load the game up. The HUD looks nice though. Thank you. I think it's starting to look good. I do want to change the health bar, but because I think the health bar. I mean, like when the health bar was added, we needed something, right? We just needed something, and that's what was added. But I do think the health bar that doesn't quite match this style. But hey, whatever. It'll do for now. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I want to come over here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, like I said, let's just up these to 20. Let's just do it. Let's just do it in the prefab. I want to see it during gameplay. I want to be able to see it a little bit better. Where can we? Liberation Sons. I want to see what fonts we already have. Fonts, but I can't. Okay, Avro font license. Avro. Okay, let's look up Arvo. I guess we're not going to be able to see it unless we just actually do it. So if I go back to the prefab, can I do this? I can. That's not a terrible looking font. I'm not a big fan of the gold. That's not terrible. What other fonts do we have? Wait, can I just look up fonts? Gothic font, please. I don't know if we have the Gothic font in here. We do have the PR with the Gothic girl. The pull request that Matthew did a while back with a Gothic girl, with a gigantic Gothic girl icon, or not icon, a gigantic Gothic girl with big with big Gothicness, just kind of like over, and like I want to. That's what I now like. I kind of want to change gears and work on that. Let me all right, no. Stay focused, Addy. Stay. Like I start talking about like Gothic boobies, and now I'm just like, oh, I'm completely distracted, right? Like men. I'm 50 years old, and you just got to mention Gothic boobies, and like my mind is just distracted. Like men never grow up. We never grow up. Okay. Let's just stick to this for now. But okay, so I want to change the size. I want to change it, I think, probably to 18 on the prefab. So the 18 on the prefab, 18. And then in the code, what we'll do, let me see. I want to set it to strike. I want to set it to bold. I like that you do have, that we do have some basic like HTML type of, some basic HTML type of decorators that we can use on the text. So I'm going to guess we can use like all of these: italic, underline, strike through, small caps, which I'm a big fan of small caps. I know a lot of people hate small caps, but I like small caps. And then the color, of course, task complete color. So Matthew added that, the task complete color. Now I do like to like if I find a UI that I like, I do like to reference it. So I think what they've done here is they just graded out. So the red is for failed, which is cool because when we eventually have failed tasks, we'll be able to turn them to red. So maybe we don't need the strike through. Let's see how it looks without the strike through. Let's see how it looks just with not bold and a different color. I feel like this text might, I mean, not this text. I feel like this music might be a little too peaceful. A blood dripping font. Look, we're not making a vampire game, okay? Contrary to belief, we're not making a vampire game. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Wait, is this? Oh, I thought this was music too. I mean, this music isn't terrible, but I don't know that it's quite me. This doesn't feel like me. Okay, 1995, late October. I mean, November is kind of like late October, right? Okay, this is called "You're the Last Person on Earth During a Nuclear Winter." God, I wish. Think of all the work I could get done if I was the last person on Earth. No, that's not me either. I feel like this is a metaphor for my life where I just don't know what I want. All right, this isn't terrible. We'll go with this. In, if you know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean. I really don't. I don't. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. So go to the light pole. I think it would help if it wasn't so abrupt, right? Like, and even in the baby thing, let's see if we can see how the baby game does it. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so I was told what N triple N, and I can just say without with there is no question that I will not be participating in the triple N movement. So I will not be taking part in that. No, absolutely not. Okay. So I'm gonna. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, so it just disappeared, which isn't terrible. Okay. Now, okay, let's look at that again really quick. So it kind of slides in from the side, which is really nice. Okay, what the bottom one? Okay, I know a new thing is going to be coming up in a second. Okay, wait. Okay, how did that go? Okay, so that's actually a good idea. Let's see if we can see. So it looks, I think, one simple thing. It doesn't change everything at once, right? It grays the completed. It'll gray the completed thing out. The completed portion. It will gray it out, and then there's a pause, and then I think does the other one just pop in or does it fade in? Let's see. It kind of fades in. It fades in very quickly, but it does fade in. And I think just subtle little things like that make it so much better. So that it goes gray, and then that just fades in. So, okay. I think we could probably do this with a script on the prefab. All right. So here's our script. Let me look. So basically, here's task. We would want some type of let me see, mission overlay. I mean, we could really just call it add task, add task item, add task, task. And then that's going to do the heavy lifting for us, which makes sense because the mission overlay is going to know everything about like, oh, the font and the positioning and the layout and all of that. So like last night, everything came together pretty closely, and everything came together pretty nicely, without minimal code changes, and a lot of that I think is just from having good what's the word I'm looking for? Good compartmentalization. That's not the word I'm looking for. Segregation. That's not quite the word. Encapsulation. Good encapsulation. Like everything's kind of in its own spot, right? When you start mixing components together a lot, that's when you get spaghetti, right? So that's why, like last night, I mentioned something like, I don't want the mission to have any concept of the UI. I don't want the mission, this mission class, I don't want it to know anything about the UI. And it kind of bothers me that it does here, but it's okay for now. We can handle that in a little bit. We can change that, but just keeping everything kind of encapsulated very strictly leads to being able to add change, at least in my experience. It experience. When you start just having like, well, now mission knows about mission overlay and mission overlay, like you start like, well, I'll just add it. Like that's when you start getting into messes. Okay. So what we're going to do, we will create this public void add task. And this is one thing that C# really spoils you on as a C++ programmer. When I look in here and now suddenly this class, I'm doing this add task. As a C++ programmer, I'm thinking, great, now I got to do include task.h, right? And then that, so this is actually a very big luxury of C# since everything's kind of in the same assembly. So I'm not really segmenting things into different assemblies. So everything's in one assembly. So everything can see everything else just kind of automatically. In C++, you got to start, you really got to think about those things like mission overlay knows about task. Do I want mission overlay to really know about the task? Yeah, I think it actually does make sense, but just anyway, add task. Okay, so God damn it. I did Control X, and then over here, instead of Control V, I did Control C, and that just screwed everything up. Okay, how is this going to work? Am I going to... Text, overlay task, mission manager... Okay. Task list. It instantiated it. Like, honestly, I could remove this. Like, this I can move into here. Right? Which we probably should have done last night. I probably should have seen that anyway. But now this actually cleans up the code because the task list item prefab is in this class, as is this mission overlay, this whole thing here. So now that becomes prettier. The new task item comes here, and then we add it. That's actually really nice. I much prefer this. And like this is, this as well. That should be private. And then this we can call right here. So now the mission manager, it's just doing, hey, add task. The mission manager shouldn't be responsible for, this is how you draw it, and this is what it's going to look like, and this is what you instantiate. Like, no, the mission manager should just tell its disciples, or its little task rabbits, like, hey, take care of this thing for me. And then the mission overlay will just take care of it. Okay, so now this literally just becomes that, which I think is much nicer. We could just... This is a nice C#ism. I can take this. So it's task start handler. This is a nice, well, let's see. Does this work? Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. But can you do it? Let me see. Can you do it like this? What if I surround it in parentheses? No. There's gotta be a way to do it. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so that's there. Public. I don't want to remove task. Basically, I want to deactivate task. Deactivate or complete task. And we're going to to put a to do here because tasks will eventually have states. Yep. States, failed, in progress in progress, I guess makes sense. Do I want to go down a rabbit hole and do that now? I might as well. No, we don't really need it now. And we might not need it. I think we will, but there is a possibility we might not. So I'm not going to add it right now. Okay. So this code is basically going to go over to the left-hand side. And then over here, it's just going to be mission overlay complete. Yeah, complete task. Okay. Which means, and this gets better and better. This here doesn't need to be in the mission manager. The mission overlay can keep track of this little map we added. Okay, we'll take care of this in a second because that actually should be on the left-hand side too. Okay, so mission task complete color. So Matthew added a task complete color. He added it here. Task complete, task failed color. Okay, so this, not sure, says good morning. Good morning, sir. How are you? We're still trying to get you your blood, not sure. I hope you're managing okay. All right. Okay, so task complete color, task failed color. Perfect. Now that's obviously going to be removed out of here. Public void add mission. Okay, AI gets me, and then we can have the fix Unity layout bug. We can have that here. Okay. We're just doing some, right now I'm just doing a little refactoring, trying to encapsulate things a little bit better. Something stole my oh my God. Okay. So that's actually a lot nicer. It's a lot cleaner. Actually, I'll do this. I'll do it right before start mission. I need new blood. Ate way too many Butterfingers. Dude, I like my wife, she asked me, she's like, do you want me to make you breakfast? Like, she's a good woman. She cooks breakfast. And she's like, do you want me to make you breakfast? By the time, because I got up before her today, and by the time she had asked me that, I had pigged out on Reese's Cups. I am ashamed to say how many Reese's Cups I had. So I was like, no, I'm good. I had Reese's Cups for breakfast. That was my breakfast, Reese's Cups. Okay, so we've done this. We've basically, all the things that were kind of like doing work for mission overlay inside of the mission manager class, we've moved into mission overlay as should be. I think the only thing we have to do now is set these two items. Now, I guess I could look at the change and see what colors Matthew had, because they were nice colors. Let me see. Am I going to be able to do that? That would be in, it actually would be in Game Unity. I think it would be in Game Unity. Let's see. Font size. Okay, maybe. If it is, it's not. We can just start over. I'm just going to make defaults. Like task complete green, that's fine for me. And then red, right? Easy enough. Let's see. Rise, man, you nerds not waking up with a hangover. I don't drink. I haven't drank. I don't like drinking because it fucks with my sleep. Like I'll put it this way. I like sleep more than I like being drunk. There's nothing better than a good night's sleep. When I went to my mother's a couple of weeks ago, then I got home. Those first every night back home, like the first night was awful. I couldn't sleep. The second night was a little bit better. It was as though I was acclimating to having my wife in the bed, having the cat jump up and out of the bed throughout the night, having the dog move around, like all those things I had to reacclimate to. But then after a few nights, I would say after about 3 or 4 nights of being home, I have slept like a baby, just like the whole thing. Like, oh no. So I do not want to sacrifice my sleep so that I can be drunk for a couple of hours. No. On special occasions, maybe, but in general, no. Addie, remember what you said you'd do when you visit India next time? Oh, what did I say I would do? I don't remember. Did I say we'd go out and get drunk? Because I mean, like that kind of thing, Okay, I'll do that. I'm trying to remember. What did I say we would do? I don't know. What did I say I would do? Oh, and then I was reminded this morning by somebody. So not sure, Razban Barat. It's No Nut November. Keep that in mind. No Nut November. So no nutting. Do not nut. Go out drinking. Yes, we'll go out drinking. I mean, like special occasions, it's okay. Special occasions, it's fine. Alrighty, so mini-map camera. We assume the camera is a child. Okay, we got that. This should work, but let's test it out. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, I might actually see how long. Okay, no, that works well. Okay, I might actually see how long I can stick to this No Nut November thing. Maybe I will. You know what? Maybe I'm turning over a new leaf. Woo. Okay, so it did not change. Is something not getting invoked? I'm probably going to lose the challenge within 24 hours. I think I think the people who are going to lose the challenge are going to lose it within the first 24 hours. And the people who are going to actually stick to it, they're going to, well, obviously they're going to stick to it. But my point is I don't think there's going to be too many people that are 2 weeks into it and are just fuck it, I'm not going to, because you know how it is. Sometimes you got to get the demons out so that you can concentrate on your job. It's just and really, I think that's kind of the best way to describe it. The demons, because the demons, they'll get in your head, and then now the demons are that's literally the only thing occupying your thoughts, and you're like, God damn it, I got you got to go, you got to take care of it so that you can concentrate on something else. Because if you don't take care of that, that's literally the only thing you're concentrating on. That's how it is for me, at least. And when I was a younger man, in my 20s and 30s, I thought, okay, surely this is going to diminish as I get older. Surely that is not going to occupy as much of my thoughts as often as it does at that time, or as often as it did at that time. I just thought that would dissipate over time. No, not at all. Nope. 50 years old, and the only thing that has changed is my my physical ability to do that, to do that completely. That's pretty much the only thing that has changed. But the drive is still there. the triggers. I will say that, like, because we all know as men, like when you're like 16 years old, like you see a girl in the hallway at school with like a bra strap, and you're just like, you're ruined for the day. Like that's it. Like you have an erection, like that's it. At 16, right? That does come down. Like that ability to be so triggered by just like the most innocuous thing, that does diminish. But in my experience, it diminished my ability to do that. It diminished until my late 20s or early 30s, because it's still there to some extent, right? It's still there. And my point is that it's still there at the age of 50 as it was at the age of 30. So it takes more to kind of trigger that reaction, because like I said, it's 16, like a slight breeze and you're like, oh Jesus. At 16, it's just like anything. A girl talks to you and you're like, like, I mean, it's ridiculous at 16. But so that does get better with age, but the difference between 16 and 30 is drastic. The difference between 30 and 50, not so much. Not so drastic. I had to Google NNN. First time I've heard that. I've heard it before. I've just never seen it called NNN. Reminder, don't use the Red Cross in games. I know. I've heard about the Red Cross that will come after people. They're like as bad as Nintendo. Okay. So for some reason, the complete task was not working. Let's make sure it's getting invoked. I provoked that reaction with code. Yeah, you see some good code and you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, yeah, you know, like first time I saw the inverse square root algorithm, it's like, okay. I assume everybody here is familiar with the inverse square root algorithm. I was thinking a couple of months ago when I first mentioned the inverse square root algorithm, and I know there's a ton of videos that talk about it, but I was thinking it would be fun on the stream to kind of like go in depth to it, like go in depth, see how it works and why it works. It's actually really interesting because it's very mathy, and I love math. Okay, so let's go over here. Am I running? I am running. Okay, so it's hitting. Oh, okay. Okay, so the key is not found. What is in overlay tasks? So is overlay tasks not getting is it not getting populated? Count 0. Okay, so that's wrong. Add mission. Let me look at the original code, see where it did it before. It was doing it in Mission Manager. So let's open up, let's log that. Well, I guess we don't have to log it. We can look on screen. Oh my God, come here. I'm guessing it's a recursive algorithm. What? You're guessing what's a recursive algorithm? Inverse square root? No. I don't think it. No, I'm pretty sure it's just a. It's just a. Pretty sure it's not. But now you have me doubting myself. No, it's not. Yeah, it's just a calculation. It's just a calculation. It's not inverse. I mean, it's not recursive is what I mean. Okay, so it should be when we add the tasks. Are we not adding it? Yeah, we're not adding it. Duh. Well, that explains why it's not working. Perfect. Yeah, there's some lag, isn't there? There's some lag between us and between me and the crowd. No, it's not recursive. But like I said, it would be fun to go into a deep dive of it. If you guys would be interested in seeing that, let me know, but that is something I would have to prepare for ahead of time. Like when I used to teach, I'd have to like come with material, and there will be homework. All right, so let me see. Come over here. Okay. So the colors are a little wonky, but okay. Well, I guess green actually isn't that bad. I do think things should be a little closer together, but it's okay. It's something I need to look at. Yes, yes. So there is a bit of a delay, so I'm not sure what Razman's saying yet. Do some algo classes. No, I would. Well, first of all, I'm not going to do it because Razman will do it. Because what'll happen is I will say, okay, guys, on Wednesday we're going to do a stream. We're going to talk about the inverse. We're going to talk about the fast inverse square root algorithm. And then because Razman, is interested, and then Razman doesn't show up. That's exactly what will happen. That's exactly what will happen. No doubt. Okay. So the green is good. I think we're okay. I mean, we could do it with the strikeout. I guess we could see it. Well, let's instead of doing it in code, let's just actually modify it in the scene, and we can take it from there. I used a microcontroller with a broken inverse square root algorithm. I'd be interested. Okay. All right. So there are a couple of things I want to do. So what I want to do today, that you see the active mission, I think it should kind of be not flashing, but kind of like, look at the star. You see how the star is kind of going woom, woom. I think the active mission or the active task should do the same thing. Wom, wom, wom. I'll set up my calendar. I will send the calendar file in Discord. Okay. We can do it. Let's do it on Wednesday. Let's do it on Wednesday. Yeah, because I have to brush up on it because there's a stat. Basically, the way it does it, there's part of the equation where you would normally have to do a division, and division with computers is very slow, and instead of doing the division, basically the function graph of that division portion matches this other calculation, like with a 0.01% error or something crazy like that. And also, it's extremely accurate. I remember it's extremely accurate with small numbers, and since it's a game, and it's used to calculate like the vector of something bouncing off of something else. That's the use case that drove its invention, and something like that. But they were able to do it because the small numbers is where it's accurate, and you're not going to have numbers like billions when you're talking about like coordinates in a game world. So anyway, you're not. Anyway, we can talk about it on Wednesday. I have to remember it. I have to brush up on it. Division and complex calculation, inverse square root. It's an approximation. Yes. And it's an extremely good approximation. All right. So the light pole. Okay. So let's do a couple of things here. Well, okay. I wanted to actually look at, let me go to the game. Let me look at the panel. Okay, so left. So that's going to be right. How did we set the padding in between the elements? I guess it's here. Is it like top? No, that's the top of the vertical thing. So how do we set the padding between the elements? That is the question. Matthew's not here to simply answer it, so I don't know. Spacing. Okay. I like 4. 5 feels not much different than 8. That's 2. I don't hate 2. I like, let's see about 3. Can we use floats? Yeah, you can. Okay, why don't we stick with 3? 3's not bad. Because I wanted it to be a little more compact. Okay, so we got to go to the vertical group, spacing 3. Okay, so panel. What was the other thing? Or something else? Let's get on the struggle bus. Prepare. All aboard for the struggle bus. Okay, so if is required bouncing objects, I will need to calculate the bouncing for body parts on games. Okay. Is that too crowded? Well, I don't think it's used in the short description. Let me see if I don't think it's used. Yeah, it's using the description. So let's look at the short description. I don't really particularly like this. But then again, I don't want to duplicate fields, so I think it's okay. All right, let's see what... But I specifically added the short... So I added the short description to be on the overlay. And then when we do the map, because I'm going to implement im, and then it's going to put a whole map of the world, and there will be a mission portion of it where it shows the missions. Like, I want to show the missions you've completed, because that always drives me nuts as a player of games. Like, if I can't see the missions I've completed, and then what mission you're on, obviously, and then that's where we'll use the long description. I think that looks pretty good. I think, let's see about the size of go to light pole, though. Let's just look at that really quick. I think that could be a little smaller. 16? Yeah, obviously we got to fix the spacing. I think 16's okay. 17? I think 16 is good. Okay. So that's going to be on the prefab. That's going to be this spacing here. Okay. Alrighty. So we got that. Now what we can do is we can work on the pulsating. Wow, 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 wow. The way I want to do that is, okay, so we have, this is a mission overlay controller. I think what we want instead is we want a task label controller. And then that's going to go in the task prefab. We might need the statuses. What do you guys say? Do you say status or status? Status or let me, you know what? I'm going to do a poll. Just to get some, like every now and then I'll watch videos to like how to engage your live stream audience more, and have a poll. Ask the audience what they want to see. And I fucking lost a subscriber. Who the fuck unsubscribed from me? I had 410. Now I only have 409. What's going on? This isn't the screen I wanted. This is. Okay. How do you pronounce status? Is it status? Okay, status. That would be like, come on. As in father. Status. As in dad. See, isn't this engaging, guys? This is pretty engaging, I think. And then status, A-Y, as in day. All right, give it a vote. I'm curious to see how you guys pronounce it. How do you... Oh, I can vote over here, I think. I usually say this one, but it should be an anonymous vote. All right. Hey, Addie, have you watched the survival horror game Anomaly Experiment? Do you check it out? Do check it out when you can. Anomaly Experiment. Let's go here. Anomaly Experiment. Let's see what ideas we can steal from it. Okay, haven't seen much gameplay right yet, but that's all right. Oh, that's kind of cool. Very minimal HUD, which I like. Yeah, I'll have to watch this another time. Let me see. I'm just curious more about like the main thing I'm curious about is the frickin' like UI and like what things they've done to the UI. Not so much about the content. Though that is interesting too. But I have ideas for the content. I have ideas for like creepy things that can happen. Anyway. It has monsters. So we have 50% say status as in dad and status as in say. Nobody says status. Nobody says status. I bet Matthew, because that sounds like an English accent thing. A status? What is the status of this ticket, please? Like, I bet he says status. All right, thanks for voting, guys. Okay, let's get back to this. All right, so what we're going to work on the wow. So we load this up. How do we do that? Okay. So I have the mission overlay controller up over here kind of for what? Oh, yeah, for reference. I can't. I have early onset Alzheimer's. Like it's not even a question of do I think I'm just convinced I do. I do. I have it. Like I need to accept it. That I have dementia. Like that's just what it is. I have dementia. So, yep. So hopefully I'll finish this game before I'm too far gone to even know what a computer is, and I'm like drooling on myself. Like hopefully, God, I hope to God not. That's such a terrible way to go. My father's father, I want to go the way he went. He lived in the fucking like remote villages of Bolivia, and just like all his life, like that's where he lived. And, you know, he had a farm. He worked his farm. Like, I mean, I'm lazy, so I need to fix that. But he lived independently until 94, 95, 96. I always forget how old he was when he died, but it was in his mid-90s. In his 90s, he is still working the farm, still getting up in the morning, still going out and do the shit that the farm thing, to do farm things, right? And then he got sick at like 95. He was in the hospital for like 2 months and died. Like, and like those last 2 months, that sucks. But I feel that like at that age, like to have that long of a life and maintain your independence for up until the very end, that's how I want to go. Make it to like 95 and then just come down with pneumonia, because that's usually what happens. You get pneumonia at 95. Your body is generally just too weak to really put up much of a fight, and it takes you, and you're gone. Does not sound like a bad way to go.
I mean, I guess going from pneumonia would kind of suck. I guess it would be better to just like be 95 and then just have some massive heart attack that just knocks you out and boom, you're gone, you're dead. Yeah. Okay. No. My luck, I'm going to be like so far gone with this Alzheimer's by the time I'm 55, and then because I have money, but I don't have live-in nursing money or money that can kind of sustain like my quality of life up until my natural death. So I'll probably end up in some home, some one of these like fucking public homes that are just so like depressing and disgusting and just depressing and awful. That's what's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna end up in some state institution. Oh God, no. I'm gonna go live with Not Sure. That's what's gonna happen. Not Sure is gonna care for me. Let me tweet this out. Not that I have any followers on Twitter, but might as well try. Programming in the morning. All right. Okay. So, how do we want to do this? Sounds good. Thanks, Not Sure. And you know what? It's Not Sure. I'm going to get you that blood. I'm going to get you that blood you need. All right. So, how do we do this? So, each one of these, each kind of item will have its own task label controller. So, okay, I have a color lerp somewhere that I've already used. Actually, on the star, I think, is where it's at. Color lerp. Here it is. So we do want that. We're gonna want something like that, right? So I think these settings need to be handed to this task label controller. How do I want to do this? Basically, I guess when we create it is when we would hand it that. So I don't want to just hand it one thing at a time. I want to actually kind of foresee that that there could be things to this later. I don't think. So this is just the task label controller is going to be on the TextMesh Pro item. So let's see, task label config, essentially. And this is, and no, we don't need these things, but I'm just doing this anyway. So this is going to be, completed color, failed color. Fucking focus. It stole my fucking focus. Oh my God. Okay, completed color, failed color. So since it's on the config, I should just be able to get it here. Task item, try get component. Task label controller. Okay. So that's perfect. It's not exactly what I had in mind. I mean, I guess it just makes as much sense to just put it here. Okay. No, because I was thinking it would be in a constructor, but actually it's not. It's just gonna, so we'll just use public members. Okay. I'm thinking with my C++ brain. And the longer I do this triple in thing for November, I'm going to be thinking with another brain, so I got to watch out for that too. Okay. If it can't get this, that's a big problem. So we're going to throw an error. Again, I have no idea what the error handling is like in this game. I'm just throwing errors everywhere. Shit's just happening. Like it's gonna be madness. It's utter It's like literally the error handling in this game right now is anarchy. Okay, so I don't need to add the task. I got to think about this. No. The task controller is actually, it's going to need a reference to its parent essentially, but we can do that. Start is called once before the first execution of update. Okay, so we can do that here. So this will be a private text mesh, and then we'll just do text mesh is going to equal get component. Okay. And honestly, that should throw if it doesn't work. Make it an issue. Make what an issue? I've already lost the context of what you're talking about. I already forgot. But there's too much of a delay. I don't know why there's such a high delay right now. Okay. So, let's just fool around with this for now. I always forget. Okay, I'll keep the private in there. I have different I keep going back and forth as to whether or not I want to have private or if I just want to exclude it. So I can't decide. Anyway, we're gonna stick with it now. So original color. I think we will need that. Oh, it helps also when you spell private correctly. Alrighty. Private. The error logging. Oh, yeah. Probably do need to make it a ticket. But the thing is like that is a big... It's not something that's just solved in one ticket kind of thing, because different components will have different, like depending on what you do when you throw exceptions, different components will do things differently, right? Like some components that throw an exception, some might be acceptable and allow the game to continue. Others are basically just going to have to completely just bail out completely. So it's not as simple. Now, what I thought you meant for a second, and actually maybe this is what you meant, because I think this is a cool idea. The exceptions, when you get exceptions, the exception just automatically creates an issue. Maybe that's what you did mean. It just creates an issue. It just like when it throws an error, it creates it. Actually, it's not a terrible idea. Like the issue, like then what happens is, I release like an early beta or something of it, and then the issue count suddenly goes to like 50,000. It's just logging on more. Well, that's the thing. It depends on the type of error, and that's why it's not like a single thing. You have to look at the context and say, and I try to be good about throwing errors in conditions where things cannot proceed. But again, I mean, like that's kind of my rule of thumb when it comes to exceptions. Throw an exception when things cannot proceed as they are. I mean, if you want to take a stab at it, feel free. And I mean, but just know that it's not like a ticket that that would be done in like even a week, right? It's an ongoing thing, because with the error handling, you have to come up with you have to have a contract within the system. You basically have to say, okay, these conditions we can proceed, these conditions we won't, these conditions we do this. So it's we need to get error logs from users. So here's one thing you could do, not sure, if you want to do something. So I don't know how logging is done today in the C# world. If Matthew was here, he might. But back in my day. So if you look at remember that project from long ago that I showed? Let me see if I can find it. I think it was called RoboDodge. Actually, I'll just look. RoboDodge. So if you look at this project in RoboDodge, I used an error logger module called log4net. Now, if you look at the commit here, that was 14 years ago, so I'm sure things have changed. But what log4net did is, well, it allowed for like all kinds of customizations of what the log format looked like. It allowed for configuration of the log level. Like normally you have like error, you have warning, you have info, you have debug, and then you might have trace, right? And then obviously other systems might have others, etc. But those are like the main ones. What if you wanted to look at? I can't talk. You could look into creating log files, and what I mean by that is we would have a configuration option where, and this is actually a big project because there's actually we haven't even talked about configuration, but basically we're just a .log file or a .txt, whatever you want to name it, but it's basically just a plain text file, and it's going to log everything. Just like I'm guessing there's some way to hook like the debug.log into there, but there might not be, actually, now that I think about it. So I'm trying to think of a good example. Let's actually look at RoboDodge. Let me just clone it. It'll be easier to look at. And then, because I know I'm not making a lot of sense right now, but give me a sec. It's going to take a hot minute. Oh, it didn't. Okay. RoboDodge. Now, I'm not going to be able to run this, but I should be able to show you what I'm talking about. And this is shitcode. And actually, I might want to go to another. I might want to show you a C++ example, but let's see if the example here is good. So let's see. Where would the main be? Where is the entry point? Like, I honestly don't know. Static class program. Okay, so game, that's RD game. Actually, I noticed there was a solution file. Is it open or is it explore? Explorer? Let's try opening this. Let's see what happens, just for fun. Okay, it's asking me Okay, just do the upgrade. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Did it work? This product. Okay, so it's not going to let me do it. Okay, so let's just go back to code. So what I'm trying to show you, not sure, is what. So let's put error handling aside for now, and let's just talk about logging. So I'm just trying to show you what I would like from in terms of logging. Okay, so I had an XML config. Let's see if I wonder if I have a sample of it. Okay, I do. Mute. Okay. Where do I set up logging? Surely I set up logging. I remember setting up logging. Log fatal. Okay. So this is not a good example because it looks like I'm just using the default log4net configurator. XML config. Why would I do the logging in X? This was the early. This was like mid to late 2000s. So XML was all the rage. All right, but let's go. You know what? Let's look at the Tommy Tutor game because that's a more modern example of what I would like. It's C++, but what I'm trying to convey here is the idea. That's the important thing, is the idea. So you can just look at the parameters you can pass to the program, right? Like the log file and the log level. And you can see here the log levels are trace, debug, info, warning, error, critical, and off. And those should be pretty self-explanatory. But these are going to be levels of the tool of whatever. Like if you do debug, I'm pretty sure it already has like debug warn, I'm guessing. Yeah, log warning. I mean, I'm sure it has a few. Log assertion, log error. So what would be nice is if we could optionally have these log messages written to a file, and there is a format that I would like, but have them written to a file that where you can configure. You know what? What the fuck? Let's put this in a ticket. Okay. I hope you're still there if you haven't turned off already. If you haven't, like, you're like, fuck this, go away. Okay, blank issue. Implement configurable file logging file, or I'm sorry, configurable logging. Okay. This ticket will, and there was the music. Need some music. The music. Let's just go with this one. Okay, this ticket will address or will implement a logging solution in the game. Users should be able to configure the following items. Set logging to write output to a file. Turn file logging on and off. Set the location of the file, of the log file. This will default to the user data folder, which is a concept that exists on Windows, Linux, and on Mac. Sometimes the old ways are the best. Yeah. Okay, so turn file logging on or off. Set the log level. Debug, or let's start from like trace, debug, or trace, info, error, etc. the levels that exist will be determined by the logging tool. Okay, so that's what the user should be able to turn the logging on and off, set the location of the log file, and set the log level. That's kind of all the user should be able to do. But let's see, other requirements include the log format, which should be time with millisecond. Well, I guess we'll just do time and date. Time date with millisecond, space, log level, space, module, and we'll talk about that in a second, and then message. There's probably something I'm forgetting, but and now the reason I'm going to put this in the ticket. The reason I'm using brackets in R is because those actual characters should be in the log file. However, the blah and blah for the message should not. We'll have to set up a server to collect logs from game crashes. Well, that's that. Now, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. That's way down the road. Let's just hold your horses there. I like your enthusiasm. Don't get me wrong. Okay, other requirements. The log format. The log format should be something like this. Okay. The module here usually corresponds to the class, but in C# it might be the assembly. I'm not sure. But let me show you an example of. Let me see if okay. So the Tommy Tudor video game. I wish I had an example of the log file, but I couldn't get the goddamn game to run. So I'm using a tool, C++. I'm using a library called FastLog or SpeedLog. But you can see if you kind of poke through this, you can see that you're able to configure the log file where it gets logged to the log level. Now, am I doing the? No, I don't see that. I don't see where I'm setting the format, which tells me I'm using some built-in format. But one thing to notice here, if I go to, let's see, if I just look up SpeedLog, you'll notice that with every class, I have to basically instantiate a logger, and that's fine. That's fine. And then here, logger, initialize logger audio. This string, now since this is C++, C++ doesn't really have reflection support. It's coming, there's kind of ways to fake it, but it's not great. So what I'm doing here is when I initialize the logger, I'm basically saying, hey, this logger object, the module name for this logger object is audio. And then, and you can look around. I do this in other places as well. So the logger object, it's probably in Engine, not C++, I think. Yeah. So here, logger initialize engine. And then, so what happens is now anywhere I call this logger, anywhere I call this logger message, what's going to happen is it's going to, now it knows its module name, and that will be part of the log message as a whole in the actual output, in the actual file. So, and that makes it really nice for debugging, right? Because then you can kind of pinpoint more exactly where the message is coming from. What other things to notice here? So other things, and this is kind of, so just because I call logger debug, like changing screen from update result or whatever the hell, I'm not even sure what that message means, loading game screen, but this is a debug message. But so what I'm trying to say is, just because that is there does not mean that that message will get written to the log file. That depends on the log level that's set. So if you have a log level that's set to info, what that means, so the log levels, they have a numerical value basically. So trace is 0, or I can't remember how it's done, and I might be wrong, but this will give you the idea. You can think of it as like trace is 0, debug is 1, and then the last one, critical, which means the game's going to crash, that would be like 100. Okay, so what you could do is you can set your log level to like 10, or what you would actually do is say set the log level to info, and then that gets converted to the integer value. And what that means is it's only going to output log messages that are at an info or above. That means like info or warning or error or critical, that kind of thing. So that way, you can actually have you like these debug messages, for example, they would only be of interest to the developers. So that's why, like, sometimes, like, if something crashes and you're talking with the developer, they'll be like, okay, well, can you, like, what's your log level? Can you set that to debug or whatever it is? That's why. But basically, we need similar functionality there. You can see here what I'm doing is, so in C++, and I guess you have this in C# too, but in C++, you have a concept of like a debug build. Not quite, but more or less. Oh my God, my fucking dog. There's going to be a Kaya situation. I'm going to shock that dog. Anyway, what this is doing here is saying, oh, if this is a release build, then I want you to set the log level to info, meaning that if this is like a user install, like a publicly available install, just print things that are info and above. And honestly, that probably should be, well, warning, because anyway, info could be loud. But if it's not a release build, that means it's kind of a developer build, and that's why you set the log level to trace, because I want to log everything, because that's a developer build. We need similar functionality. So I'm saying these things because this is the type of functionality that I would want in a logging system. And again, I don't care what tool you use. However, I believe it does make sense that whatever tool you use hooks into these debug.log messages, because we already have a bunch of them, right? So it would be great, because look at the move on! Holy shit, you drive me nuts. Sorry, I lost my temper there. Now he shuts up because he's like, oh, Dad's pissed off. So here. So all I'm doing is just using this logger object and then the trace function, or the command to output the log message. What I want is something similar here, and we already have that log.warning. I don't know. I just took what AI said. So I would imagine, it would not surprise me if this debug here, if there is some way to basically turn on file logging and set the level. I would not surprise me if that is already built into Unity. I mean, we can ask AI really quick. All right, there's probably more I want to add to this ticket, but I kind of want to move on. But now I'm curious. In Unity, is there a way to output Unity debug.logstar message logs to a file and set and configure the format and the log level. I would imagine. Yes. Okay. So here it is, right here. So this is just like I said, the log format, the file. I'm guessing this is like a rollover file logger because this is what that max file size is. Basically, what that means is if the file gets to a certain size, well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if it deletes the oldest log messages, which actually might have issues with performance, or if it just creates a new log file. Because a lot of log files, they'll be named like log-0001.log and then log-0002.log. That's what that means. It means, if the file exceeds this size, create a new one, and then that way you can go through and you can prune the old ones. So yeah, so like I said, it would not surprise me. Let's see, log level. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Okay. See here, info game started, low PF detected, error. Yeah. So they're probably yeah. So if you want to take that on, go for it. That would be really helpful. And then once we have the logging system in place, then we can talk about error handling. And you can see here it's already it's saving it in app data already. So, all right. Let me go pee. I'll be back. Goddamn dog, it's driving me freaking crazy. Goddamn dog. All right, I'll be right back. All right, boys. Okay, so now that I have finished talking about logging, one of my favorite topics. That's kind of a joke, but not really. I actually do like logging. Anyway, all right, let's get back to this lerping of the text color. So we did this mission overlay controller. What am I missing here? Okay. So the original color. I want to? I'm trying to. I'm struggling a little bit because I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Actually, I think this. I think. I think the label controller should be cached. It should probably be cached in here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe so. Is there a tuple? How do I do a tuple in C#? Like a... How do you use a tuple in C#? What's the name of the... There's a tuple, there's a two-member tuple in C++, and I can't remember what it is. That's gonna make me mad. Two-member tuple in C++ name. Pair. Yeah, pair. Okay. Let's see if actually... Is there a std pair in C#? No. Okay. So it's just going to be a tuple or nothing. Okay, let me see. Creating a tuple, that's easy enough. I don't necessarily need a name tuple, but it is nice I can do that. Using, okay, so that's the older verbose code. Okay, so how do I access it? So without a name, by position, item 1, item 2. So that's its magic names. That's pretty cool, actually. So could I do this? I'm thinking about doing this. Tuple, TextMesh Pro, right? And then the new item, the task would be new task item. I don't know that I really need to do this. I just kind of want to use a tuple. Okay, so that works. Apparently not. Why doesn't that work? Cannot implicitly convert. To system tuple. Well, how would I define the tuple? All right, we don't need to do that. I don't think, you know what, these functions aren't, it's, so I was trying to get cheeky. I was trying to get clever. And basically put the task label controller in the TextMesh Pro into the same value without having to create a struct to do it. So I think, we were talking about logging, Matthew. Good morning. So basically all I'm doing now is I'm trying to have the active mission, the item, just pulsate, kind of like the icon does. All right, so I was trying to get a little cheeky there, but I don't think I really need to. I just kind of wanted to. Okay, so here, pulse color, I'm just going to set it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. The AI really likes to do just slightly less than white. I have a Butterfinger hangover. Okay, so this is on. So what Would this just be this dot text? Oh, it would just actually be text mesh color. Would it just be that? Okay, so this is going to have them all pulsating, which is fine. That's fine. We're just getting started. We would be done by now if I hadn't gone on a 30-minute tutorial on logging. But it's okay because Not Sure is going to take over the logging responsibilities. He's about to be our log expert. Okay, so those things are close together, and they're not pulsating. Okay, well, let's see. Why did it create 2? That's a good question. Let's disable this. Wait a minute. I thought I added it on the prefab. Find references. I didn't add it anywhere, apparently. Okay. So I gotta go back to the mission manager. Not that one, apparently. Mission overlay, add task, complete task. Mission overlay. Mission overlay is the mission overlay controller. Correct? Correct. So add task. Am I adding it twice? Instantiate it. I screwed things up. Let's look at that again. Okay, so it's repeating. Now, why is it doing that? Am I getting... Okay, I am getting some red here. It would be really helpful. Okay, I gotta look at that. I love this, how it loads up, and I have... Okay, it's over there, I guess. Okay, task label controller. Okay, so that's the thing... prefab. I guess I didn't add it to the... I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Okay. I'm just making colors up for now. What the hell? What is this black at the bottom? Can I change that? I don't know what that is. What is that? Yeah, I mean, I just love how Unity just adds these things. What is it? What purpose does it serve? Okay. Well, the pulsating's working. I mean, it could look better, right? But I mean, it's working. It's a little fast, but it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. So we need to do this a little more. We need to be a little more clever about it. We need to be a little... Let's see. So how do we want to do this? It was working. It was working just fine. Okay. Mission overlay controller. Task completed. So this actually is not doing anything over here. This is all just working on the text, which is fine. It's the alpha value. Oh, okay. Well, fine. That's acceptable, I guess. Okay. I'm a little distracted because I'm hungry. I can hear my wife. I asked her, like, when I went to go pee, I asked her if she could make me breakfast, and she did. But then she said she wants to go on a walk in a little bit. So I you got to pick your battles. So I want breakfast. So I'm probably going to go in a little bit, probably like a half hour or so. I would like to get this working in a semi-functional state that makes sense. I'm not doing much of anything right now because I'm trying to think of like how I want this to be. You need to max the alpha value or it will be invisible. Well, it wasn't invisible though. It's white. Okay, that's going to be faster. Let's just do it 2. Come on. Come on, Unity. Come on. Come on. Ugh, yeah. No, because it only changes the color on the task complete or fail. I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay, I gotta think about this lot. I'm like really distracted by something over here, so like I really gotta think about this. I'm still gonna be distracted. Okay. Okay, so we don't want it. We only want it to pulsate when it's in progress. I think I've been wanting to avoid this, but I really don't want to add a task enum that tells you the state of the task. I guess it's okay. Where would that go? I guess it would go here in the task class, right? So I really don't like this. Can you have enums as, can I do this? Enum. Okay, well, the AI was going to do something there. State. Okay, that's not terrible. Active, completed, failed. Oops. Task has not yet started. Active. I kind of want to, I prefer in progress instead. I think in progress just speaks more to what's actually happening. And then doesn't even require a note. Okay, but can you do this? Because like in C++, you could do this. And this is nice because what this is, oh, you can do this, it looks like. Does that work? No, it doesn't. So in C++, you can do this, which is nice. You can have basically an anonymous enum and then just set a variable to this type and then set it to whatever. Okay, but let's see. Inactive does not exist in the current context. Yeah, it's not going to let me do that. But here's the thing. I want them both to be named state, right? Like I want the enum to be named state, and then I want a state. State. Can I do that? Yeah, it's not going to like that. I didn't think it would like that. guess I can just do this. I don't like doing this. That just, it seems, I don't like that. I don't like it, but that's fine. Okay, so I guess okay, this is task. So when we start the task, we'll change the state. Really, AI? Okay. And then when it's complete, we will do task completed. And then obviously we'll have failed. So we have inactive, in progress, completed. The only one we haven't implemented is failed. Okay, so that should be implemented. I mean, I guess we could just do this, right? Success equals true. Okay, so that's easy enough. All right. All right, I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. For some reason, I was really dreading that. I don't know why. All right. So in the mission overlay, we do add task. Really, I guess this could be a complete task, right? Or I'm sorry, start task. No. Yes. Well, let's just keep it as it is. Okay, so we instantiate it. We try to get the label controller component. Honestly, this should be different. Let's just do it like this. New task item. Get component. No, wait a minute. No. Var. Label controller equals get component task label controller. And then I can do if label control equals null, throw the exception. Okay, so now I can just get rid of that. Just cleaning up some code a little bit. And then label control here and here. I feel like I'm struggling, right? Because I have the Text Mesh Pro is what's accessible through and this is what I was trying to do, I think, right when Matthew joined. I wanted to do something. Can I do this? Can I do it this way? I wanted to have a tuple as the value. And before you sit there and say, well, you can just create a struct and just use, I know I can create a struct. I don't want to use a struct. I want to use these two things here. So can I do this? Oh, that seems to work. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking with fire. Okay. And then I guess, and then we have the nicely named item 1. Okay. All right. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. You'll notice if you complete a task, it'll be green, but invisible because alpha is 0. Okay. My wife, for breakfast, I have this, I don't even talk about it, but it's eggs with cheese and the bacon. The bacon is this maple bacon. It's so good. It's just this and like when she's cooking it, it smells like a McDonald's McGriddle. It's so delicious. I'm going to go downstairs because if I can smell the bacon, then I know the breakfast is almost done. So let me go down and take care of that. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Can we close this? Oh, okay. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, boys. All right. There's there's voices in the audio of this song. It was freaking me out. I thought that I had another video playing or something. I'm gonna let that cool off for a minute. Okay. So how do we want to do this? How do we want? Because I kind of almost want to move a lot of this code over to the left-hand side. Right? Like I kind of want to have public void set text, which is going to take a string but then also take a task state. Is it this? Yeah, it's that. See, that's why. Oh man. All right, let me come back over here. I'll just move this out. That way it can be its own thing. I'll just move it up here and make it public. All right, the voices on this is screwing me up. Okay. Task state. Task state. Okay, let's see what the AI came up with. Text mesh pro text equals that. I mean, the AI is like pretty spot on. Like, I mean, it's pretty good. What the hell's with this music? Is the music stop? What the hell? Is my internet? Is my? Oh no, wait. Like YouTube's crapping out on me. Thanks, Addy. That was a weird. Yeah, it was weird because there were like voices, like muffled voices in the background. I was like, no, I can't do that. All right, I'm gonna do Not Shore's favorite song. I know. Every time I play this, Not Shore is like, could you please change it? The music needs to change. All right, just for Not Sure. Just for our guy Not Sure. I never liked that the break was that people align it with the code in the case statement itself. That always drove me nuts. To me, this looks so much more readable because the entry point and the exit point should be lined up. And to me, when the break is pushed over, they're not lined up. Okay. I have a feeling this is wrong. Well, maybe it's not. Okay, let's just see. All right, Matthew. All right, Matthew. All right, English boy. So I need to fix. I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute. That's on the default color. The default color is on the prefab. That's this. Mission overlay controller, when we add the task, we set the colors of the complete and failed color, and then we do nothing. We don't mess with the color any other time. Okay, good to know. Oh, I'm never calling this function. Duh. Okay. Okay, we'll deal with completed in a second. Let's see if the add task works as we hope it does. Yeah, I want to get out. My wife and I, we're gonna go on a walk in the woods. Come on. Wait a minute. What? The Text Mesh Pro. Your pulse color has no alpha. I don't want it to. Wait, one thing at a time. We'll cover that in a minute. Are you gonna drink with me when you come to Toronto? Yeah. I'm gonna outdrink you. I'm gonna drink more than you. You're going to be like, what is wrong with this guy? Little does Razman know I'm never coming to Toronto. Okay, it's got a value. Oh God, the sun. Text label controller 36. Let's try this again. Okay, so is it telling me that text mesh is no? Wait. It's telling me it's null, but it did in fact set it. Add task. This is all getting called in the very first update. So this definitely got called. Is it the same object? That's the only other thing I can think of. I think what we need to do is we need to back up and we need to see if it's the same object. I suspect it's not, but I'm a little confused as to why it wouldn't be. Like I'm creating two texts. I'm creating two labels. Somehow. I'm not sure. Okay, let me see. We didn't hit the breakpoint here. Well, that's interesting. Wait, this is happening from start? No, start mission, task start. Okay. This is in fact happening in an update, but why? Oh, because this task label controller is dynamically generated, so it doesn't have a start. The start's gone. Oh, so we probably just need to manually call it. Right? Right here. No, not start code. Just start. Oh my God. What is Unity doing? Oh, okay. Is it stuck? Just move it into set text, but set text is going to be called often. Actually, maybe that's a good point. Maybe it should just be a local variable. I was trying to cache it, but then again, the text isn't going to be changing all that often. That's a good point. That's a good idea. Oh, if I could get my state back. Okay. Visual Studio. Okay, thank you. Commit. Thank you. I will in a minute. Let's see if this works. I always forget the syntax, but you can use the question. Oh yeah, that's that one-liner, only assign it if it's null kind of thing, but don't change the value. I don't know. Was there a place where that would make sense to use? I don't see anywhere where that makes sense to use that. I know what you're talking about. Something's still wrong. let's do this. Let's forget about the pulsating right now. Just to see if it works without the pulse. Finish my very Asian breakfast. It does not work. Oh, wait, no, yeah, wait, what? No, who? What? Oh. All right, I just want to see, I want to get to a commit state, right? And I don't want to commit with broken code. Even if it's hard coded and we probably want to pull it out, I just want to see if this works. I want to know that we know what the problems are, or know that we know what we have to do to get this to work, and it's still fucking broken. Or is it? I always forget to fucking clear the errors. All right, let me try it again. Okay, so there are errors. Original color. Is it saying text? Wait, what? Who? Ah, I see the problem. God damn it! I didn't remove the member variable. Yeah, I missed that. Okay, now this is going to work. This is going to work. You've got the Addy guarantee that this is going to work. This is no doubt in my mind that this will work. My office here is like a greenhouse. When the sun is just going to go like right across. Oh, okay. It worked. It worked. Thank God it worked. Okay, let's check in. Thank the Lord, not sure, but this worked. All right. Okay. Now let's talk about the pulsing. What we'll do is we'll get the pulsating working with hard-coded colors, and then we'll switch it up. Okay, so let me see. So if I can remember, let me make sure I understand. The alpha color says if a pixel is this color, it's transparent. Basically, if a pixel is this color, don't render it. That's what I understand an alpha color to be. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it's kind of a question. Okay, see, I do need the text mesh here. Do I? I do, because I'm going to be updating the color. All right, I guess I just go back to what I was doing, right? I think it looks like I need it. I think I need it. Alpha is the transparency layer. Well, how is that different than what I said? Well, first of all, images have an alpha value, right? They have RGB alpha. Images do not necessarily have a layer. So like I said, I think what it means, I'm curious if it's how transparent it is. You need to set the target color's alpha slider to 1 max, no transparency. It's how transparent it is. So 0 means it's actually how transparent it's not. It's actually what it is. It's actually how transparent it's not, right? Because if it's 0, then that means not, so that means true. So that means it's transparent. Okay. All right. So the alpha is how transparent it's not. So a value of 1 means it's not transparent. A value of 0 means it is transparent because it's not transparent. Okay. Wait, now I'm confusing myself. A value of 1 means it's not transparent at all. Okay. All right. Well, let's one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Let me do this. Opacity. Okay. So you're saying I set the completed and failed colors alpha to 0, which means it's a completely transparent image or projection, whatever. It's a completely transparent thing. So I need to set it to 1. Okay. But since I'm not setting it to complete or anything right now, the pulsating should still work. Let's see about that. Not working. Oh, is it not working because it's pulsating between white and white? That's probably why. Okay, let's do pulse color. I don't know. Let's do pulse color yellow. That seems like a hack. What seems like a hack? It's pulsating. It's not very quick. Oh, I can't change it. It's not there. Okay. Oh, it's not going to make any sense. I guess it'll be good to have there for testing, I guess. Just hiding the text with opacity seems like a hack. But I'm not doing that anywhere, am I? Maybe you're talking about something else. Okay. 50. Okay. 5. 10. 7. 6. 6 isn't bad. 5.5. What about just 5 again? $5.5. I think I like 5.5 for the pulsating speed. I don't know what you guys think. Oh, that's what I thought you were doing. No, it's not what I'm doing. No. Okay. Yeah, I think 5.5 is good for the pulsating speed. The only reason I made it a serialized field is so we could experiment with it in the inspector. All right, so 5.5. Okay, commit. Basic pulsating text color is working. Okay. Now, now let's. Whoa. Okay. So you're saying the. Let's see. Where was that? Was it in the panel? No, it wasn't in the panel. It's on the prefab. Okay, so this. So I basically just need that to be 255. Okay. I'm curious as to where that changed in the code. Okay, just the last value. Okay. Alrighty. So now, what do we need to do now? We need to do complete task. Let's see. I guess we need to test it. Well, actually, let's do it through here. Right? Because we would want to get item 2. We might not even need the tuple, honestly. Control. This is going to be set text. I'm trying to decide how crazy I am about this. I guess it's fine. We may not need this tuple though. We might be able to get rid of the text mesh pro GUI reference, but we'll see. Okay. Go get the blood test. Blood test kit. I don't know why the blood test kit is at a light pole, but hey. All right, so this looks like a bug. Maybe it's just being really encouraging. Like, you really did it. You really, really did it. You did it. Okay, what did I fuck up? So I changed this down here. Let's take a look. There must have been an exception thrown. I wonder if there was. No? Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Okay.
There was an exception thrown. Okay, perfect. That's good because that means it's probably an easy bug to fix. The given key arrive at task was not present in the dictionary. Really? Oh, did we remove? We removed. Yeah, we removed it because I'm a genius. I mean, I don't like. Okay. Something stole my fucking focus again. Oh my god. Overlay tasks. Okay. That should be fine. All right, let's make sure it's good. I don't know the lyrics, but this song's got a little head bop to it. It's very poppy. That was 2807. I'll paste the name of that song. Actually, I'll put it in the Discord. Okay. Get blood test kit. All right. Okay. There's no exception thrown. Okay. All right. All right. Complete task. Oh. God damn it. I never changed that back to what it needs to be. This needs to be item 2. Perfect. Okay. That's excellent. Completing a task renders correctly. Okay. I think the next thing I want to do is I want new items. I want them to fade in. I don't want them to. So that was what we saw in the Bad Baby game. I know it's not called Bad Baby, but I like calling it Bad Baby. I really like. So I don't think Matthew was here when we were looking at it, but. Come on. Okay, so I think when he puts it down, yeah, they slightly fade in. Let me see. No, everything just disappeared there. So let's try that. Also, one thing I do want to do that I didn't.
I'm doing 2 spaces on purpose because I wasn't a big fan of the 1 space, but let's see if 2 spaces. I might be less of a fan of 2 spaces. See ya, not sure. Gotta run later, gentlemen. See ya, not sure. Look at him having a life. What a jerk. Never liked that guy. Never liked him. Never. Always had a bad feeling about him. Never liked him. Never liked him. All right, let me see. Ah! All right, so I am adding the dashes somewhere. Where? Oh. No. Let's look at that again. Where is that second dash coming from? Okay, what if I completed? Is the second dash still there? Okay, so it's there when it's created. That's interesting. Let me see. Set text. It's not there. Oh, wait a minute. It might be there. Okay, yeah. I think I want to change this to task name. I'm going to go soon. And then that might be it for me for the day as well. I need to spend some time with my wife, but I will probably be back tomorrow. I'm going to work on this on my laptop downstairs on my Mac. I have been thinking about getting kind of a more power. I've been thinking about getting a powerful Windows laptop to kind of do game programming on. So when I'm in the living room, I can work on Windows. But actually, working on my Mac's not that bad. I think the main thing that I miss when I don't have this computer is really just the screen real estate. And you guys, of course. And of course, you guys. I miss you guys. I'm not a big fan. Like the pulse, I feel like the pulsing is like too subtle. I feel almost like it should be pulsating the alpha. Maybe not. Maybe not. That might be too much. And the colors are a little screwy. Like probably that yellow should be the same yellow up at top. And then I still need to figure out when the mission is done, clear everything away. And like maybe display a big message like you can. Well, I guess the message it displays is good, but something like it, maybe even better, like you completed the mission. Yay! All right, so yeah, let's check this in, and then I'm gonna call it a day. The mission overlay text looks good. This is good. Yeah, a bit of color theory in here. It'll look nicer. Yeah, I think it. And then also, like, I could probably, like, I usually, like, there's websites that I usually rely on, like the color palette site I showed you a couple of days ago. But I don't see colors very well, so I probably need help with that. But yeah, no, I mean, functionally, I think it's looking good, though. I think it's looking, I'm pretty happy with it, actually. I mean, I'm pretty happy with, like, the game overall. But come on. Yeah. Oh, there is one last thing we need to test. The serial missions. I'm sorry, the concurrent missions. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this into a concurrent mission. I don't know why I created a whole second mission for that. Like then this morning I was like, oh, I can just toggle that as needed. Yeah, because I'm smart. Okay, so all the tasks should be shown, okay, as they are, and they're all blinking. One thing I see immediately that I think I would like to try is have them blinking out of sync, kind of like that. But let's see. The sun is like really in my eyes. Okay, so we did that. Perfect. Okay. No, I think that looks good. All right, fellas. Well, thanks for watching as always. I appreciate you guys, and thanks for the PR, Matthew, and Not Sure. Thanks for both of you, everybody. Thanks for your help. And yeah, I'll probably hop on tomorrow. I'm not going to schedule it or anything. Oh wait, but I think I'm supposed to schedule the game tomorrow night, right? Like we have like a Super Friends Club tomorrow night. But I'll probably hop on during the day as well. All right, guys.